In this episode, we discussed about how to grow on LinkedIn, how to manage your personal and professional life, and many such interesting topics. The woman who will help you to fall in love with yourself. A working mother, a freelance content writer, and an awesome advocate for self-care. With more than 78,000 followers on LinkedIn, she has created LinkedIn a positive place for everyone. I have asked many interesting questions in this episode about LinkedIn growth, about mental health, about self-care, and many other things. So sit back, relax, close all your tabs, and enjoy this value-packed episode. All right, guys, I have someone with me who will help you to fall in love with yourself. The one and only Shikha Bhat. Hi, Shikha, how are you?
Hi, Vedant. I'm pretty much fine. How are you?
I am doing absolutely fine because of you right now having you here. And to be honest, thank you so much for doing this because I personally know that this will be beneficial for many females out there.
I hope so. Men also benefit from this. Why only females?
Yeah, obviously, I am benefiting from this. Yes. So, yeah, let's get into it. First, I'm going to ask questions which I got from people over
Okay.
the comment that on our post, as well as the questions I got from DMs. Okay.
Great.
So, first, Ashi Bhadnakar asks, how do you balance your different roles without compromising your mental health?
Okay. We have been connected a lot, Ashi and
Yeah.
me. So
Yeah.
okay. So basically, when it comes to mental health, I never used to think about it much before,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. But when
Mm-hmm.
I started working from home, it was a mess, totally a mess. So
Yeah.
initially, I had no idea what I was doing. I was just working. Then she used to come. My daughter used to come, and she was like, "Mama, give me this. Mama, give me that." It was frustrating a lot. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, then her school started. I packed up my schedule according to her timeline. So when she starts school, I start working. So I have that 1 to 4 4 to 5 hours I have for myself, so that I can focus on all the urgent tasks. So before lunch, I'm done with all the urgent tasks. Then when she comes, usually half an hour, 45 minutes go along with her, because I have to pick up from the stop. Then I have to
Right.
come, yeah, change her clothes. Then my mother usually feeds her the food, because after that I'm again starting work. So usually when it comes to balancing work, it's not just me alone. My parents help me. So
Mm.
whenever I'm working, usually she's with them. Uh, so all the important tasks, when I need all the concentration, so I just ask my mother. So she takes care of her at that moment of time. When I'm done with work, then she's with me. So I have planned all the schedule according to her timeline. So that helps.
Mm.
It has been helping a lot. Yeah, burnout. But let me be very upfront about it. Burnouts are real. You
Yeah.
can minimize them, you can reduce them, but you can't be altogether okay free of them. There will be
Yeah.
days when you will be very, very, very petrified of, okay, what next. But then
Mm-hmm.
usually you when that happens, I turn off my laptop ahead of my time schedule. Usually I have a schedule working from 8 to 4 or 8 to 3. I usually shut down my laptop at 2 or 2:30 only, and I give
Mm-hmm.
myself a day off. Then I start again then another day. That's how it happens.
Wow. Like, yeah, I mean, even I have faced burnouts, to be honest, because chasing something and like it feels like you have to do everything in a time, and
Yeah.
that is something which really kills me. So yeah, great answer for that. And now moving ahead to the second question, Itisha Jain asks, how does she react when she faces gender bias in the workplace?
Okay. So I have faced gender bias twice in my
Okay.
life. One,
Mm-hmm.
when I was pregnant. So when I went ahead and asked for my raise, as it was almost the time, so I was told, you are just leaving the workplace because of your delivery, and also why do you need a raise?
Mm-hmm.
At that moment of time, it was the first time actually happened with me. Okay, this also happens. So I didn't say anything because I was almost up for my delivery. I didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
So that happened, but I discussed it with my colleagues and all. So they said, okay, because I regret not talking to the other co-founder of the company. I should have talked to him instead because he
Mm-hmm.
knew what my role was. He was actually uh, working with me personally on all the projects. So he knew what I was doing. So I regretted that, but I didn't do much at that moment. The second time that happened was when after delivery, I was searching for a job.
Yeah.
Chandigarh, in 2018, I would say it was not much into all the what do you call offerings or job offerings that I was considering.
Mm-hmm.
Now a lot has changed, but at that moment I very limited opportunities were there, and I was not willing to go out because of my daughter was small. She was only 2.5 years. So
Okay.
when I started looking for a job, one of the managers said that okay, we can't give you a raise because you were on a maternity leave.
Oh.
So I was like, okay, I was on a leave, but my skills didn't deteriorate or they didn't get reduced or something. My skill set is the same. So
Yeah.
I have experience. I had around four years of experience then. So it
Mm-hmm.
was not something I was starting from scratch. So
Right.
yeah, but that happened. But still I started working for them because of the boss. I would really say the uh, founder of that company was pretty much nice. He said, right now I can't do it because the HR has already said something, but you start working, we'll
Mm-hmm.
review your performance once more and we'll give you a raise. And it was not just saying it, he actually walked the talk.
Mm-hmm.
Saw my performance and I was given a raise twice within six
Wow.
months. Yeah, so that helped a lot because it was all my hard work and whatever I was learning there. I would say it was actually a good thing I did because all whatever I know about content writing, creative writing, script writing, I know from that company. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there was a setback, but still I believe I took a step there and it helped. But I don't consider everyone gets that chance. So yeah, gender disparities is there. I would rather say it is much more in smaller SMEs,
Hmm.
MSMEs than the bigger
Right.
companies, and we tend to neglect them, ignore those companies, and we are so much focused on the companies that have global presence. We should actually
Mm.
start considering all the private firms who are small and are growing big or have 50 to 100 people or 25 to 50 people. We should actually start considering those and start forming policies for those to stop gender disparities.
Mm.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. Yeah. Nice answer. Okay. I'm thinking something. Okay, we'll talk about it later.
Sure,
Okay,
sure.
now moving ahead. Moving ahead. Rohini Subramanyam asks, how does she manage her schedule and what does she do when it becomes overwhelming?
Okay, as I said before, when it becomes overwhelming, I just shut off. That's the
Yeah.
best thing I do. Besides shutting off, I also watch Korean dramas a lot. I have
Hmm.
been a fan of them for the last 8 years. So
Okay.
whenever I feel okay, nothing is working, because it's not just about passing time. I have uh, created so many value out of those series as well, because the type of movies or series I watch have loads of content, loads of value in it, so it helps in that
Hmm.
way as well. So yeah, I
Right.
I switch to dramas, or I LinkedIn is the best platform that helps me get less overwhelming. So yeah, that helps. And how I schedule myself, as I said earlier, I have planned my schedule according to my daughter. If it's 8 to 1 for her for school, my time starts 8 to 5. 8 to 5. It can be 8 to 3 sometimes, it can be 8 to 4
Yeah.
sometimes. It depends on what I'm working on that particular day. Yeah.
And you talked about LinkedIn. So I have seen you are very, very outspoken and bold. Like you are very blunt on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Like people don't expect such content in that platform, but you are getting enough reach and people are relating to your content as well. So what is that one thing which is making you do this slow bluntly?
uh, Honestly, I have been blunt in my life as well, but the reason I started I when I started writing on LinkedIn, it wasn't about whatever I'm writing right now. I
Okay.
started with the basic things that we all write, content creation, SEO, whatever I was
Hmm.
doing at that moment of
Yeah.
time, because
Yeah.
it was new. I had no idea what I was going to. I was just sharing knowledge which I was gaining.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
probably then I shut off from LinkedIn for around 6 months. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. There was a time that I completely shut it off. I think it was in November 2020.
Hmm.
There was a period until March I didn't do anything on LinkedIn. I was engaging with some posts, but I was not posting at. But then I decided when I decided that I had to come back into freelancing, I have to switch my roles from full time to freelancing. Then I thought, okay, now I need it. Obviously, for all the selfish reasons. But yeah, I started writing again on content creation, whatever I was doing. But then
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't remember exactly. There was one post where the person was talking about they were facing, because there was a lot of switch on LinkedIn from uh, information to personal stories. That's how
Right.
LinkedIn has shifted in the last 1 year. So
Right. Right.
initially, I was a bit hesitant about talking about it. Otherwise, I'm probably, if somebody meets me, I'm quite open about whatever happened or not happened or whatever is happening as such. But I was like, okay, how would that help anyone but me? I had no idea. So when I posted once,
Mm-hmm.
there were probably 50 to 100 inflow of messages from women and men that they were facing a
Ooh.
similar situation and things like that. They were asking for help. They had no idea. Probably there were some people who were even facing a lot more worse that I had
Mm.
faced. So
Okay.
that gave me one perspective. Okay, it's not only about sharing your story. It's about actually connecting with the people who are actually facing the same thing. Maybe even a single line that helps them go through that particular day. So
Mm.
that's how I started writing stories a lot about my life, what's happening, what's not. But what I started doing differently probably the last 6 months is that I just didn't want to talk about my stories. I wanted to talk about what I did when that happened. So that's how
Mm.
my perspective is very changed. So even if one
Mm-hmm.
line, one tip, one hack that I use and help somebody else, that was my core perspective or my core outcome. It will help somebody, then my day is gone. It's good
Wow.
for someone. So yeah, so that's how
Right.
I started
Right.
talking about
Right.
parenting, whatever I am dealing with, whatever I'm like, uh,
Mm-hmm.
women related issues, career related issues, basically mental well-being in every aspect of life. So that's how I
Right.
started doing it. Yeah.
Wow. Great. Whenever someone is relating to your content is successful.
Yeah, that's true.
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfectly.
Yes. So uh, y- I know that you have been into content writing for quite a long time. So tell
Mhm.
us more about your content writing journey, because when you started, content writing wasn't cool. Now it is cool, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. When I started, I even didn't know a CEO of content writing. I had no idea what content writing was. I would rather say I was duped into the role. I was told that I will be doing healthcare branding, but it was all about blogging, scripting, and
Okay.
I had no idea what I was doing. But I would say sometimes other people know your potential than you yourself. So that's how I
Hmm.
start. When I
True.
started working again, I had no idea what I'll be doing. If even if I when I started content writing, I was writing on the notebook first, then I was typing. That's how I started. I had no idea
Okay.
what it was all about. So slowly and steadily, I started learning. For the first mentor, she helped me understand what all the basics about it. Then I started doing it. I was doing good. Then I started actually understanding what blogging is all about, how you can do it good, how you can make it more engaging. That's when my manager picked in. She helped me a lot. She, although we were not on a good terms, but when it comes to mentoring, she was the best mentor I could have
Hmm.
always thought of. She helped me learn everything I know about content writing today. So that's how I started. Since then I have been writing a lot, but my love is only blogging. I have done everything, scripting, emails, social media marketing. I have done everything in my tenure, but my love is always blogging. So
Wow.
yeah, although I've started LinkedIn personal branding because I love storytelling, but if you anybody asks what's your first love when it comes to your profession, it would always be blogging.
Wow.
Yeah,
Amazing. Like you started with full-time job as a
yeah,
content writer, and
yeah,
right now you're a freelancer, right?
yes,
So you're a full-time freelancer right now.
yes.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing. And why you switched from full-time to freelancing?
It was one, it was finance, money, and second, it
Hmm.
was I wanted to be more with my daughter. That was
Hmm.
the only thing, two things. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. So yeah, freelancing can give you more money than full-time job.
Yeah, in cities like Chandigarh, yes, I would say you can have much more options if you are Bangalore, Delhi, or South.
Hmm.
But yeah, if you are in comparatively less metro cities, yeah, if you go opt for freelancing, it helps. But I would still suggest, it wasn't choice that I wanted to freelancing. I love full times. I love those coffee breaks. I love going out of my house and
Yes.
meeting friends. I love all those things. But I had to choose different thing because of
Hmm.
whatever plan or vision was in my mind. But I would always suggest, maybe somebody else says otherwise, but I would always suggest at least have a year of full-time experience so you have an idea of how you can navigate relationships, because when you're
Right.
alone, you don't
Right.
know how to react on certain things, but that helps you understand people, how they work, how you have to deal when there are conflicts. It helps a lot. So I always suggest, if one wants to go for freelancing, go. This is a nice space. Now it is a time everybody is going to freelancing. It is giving you good
Hmm.
money, but you need to have some corporate experience as well.
Hmm. Right. I agree. I agree. You learn how to work with team, how to work for big projects
Yeah,
in full-time thing. Yeah,
yeah.
agree. And you like talking about LinkedIn, to be
Hmm.
precise, like you have grown so much on LinkedIn. Like it is in such professional platform, these numbers are huge. So what do you suggest to people who want to grow on LinkedIn? What uh, one should do in order to engage as well as relate with the people?
Yeah. When I started, honestly, my journey was I had no idea what I was doing. But if you want to start, you have so many people actually who are talking about what LinkedIn is all about. Grab all the knowledge. Don't start without having a plan. Honestly, don't start without
Hmm.
having a plan. Even if you want clients, even if you
Right.
don't want clients, even if you just want to build yourself as a thought leader, have some plan in mind. So that's one of my
Hmm.
suggestions.
Hmm.
Second,
Hmm. Hmm.
even if you go for niche based content or general based content, make sure it is not a bookish knowledge. All these years I've understood, people know whatever is happening in the market. People know what for example, people know what is LinkedIn about. People know how to do it, but people don't know what to do.
Hmm.
Basically, that's
Right.
missing. So
Right.
if you
Right.
provide them actionable tips, even if it is your secret mantra, even if you provide them with it, they have their own thought process. It won't be same what you did. So
Hmm.
it's all about sharing that knowledge, actionable tips, so that they can start doing whatever they want to achieve from that. So that
Hmm.
one is talk about things that matter to you, that is related to your niche.
Hmm.
For example, I am talking about motherhood or mental health or something. At the end of the day, it is all related to my personal experiences and what I am doing. And
Hmm.
mental health and motherhood is my niche as well. So
Yeah.
people, if clients want to talk about it, I'm getting clients around that as well. If whether it is mental health, whether it is parenting, talk around what you do, but how you do it in your personal life, not about what
Hmm.
people will find in all the blogs. We have tons of blogs around productivity. We have tons of blogs around what mental health is, but how you navigate it, that what matters, because
Yeah.
your story is different, other person's story is different, but they can use one or two hacks from your life and
Hmm.
apply. If it
Correct.
works, well and good. If not, they could search for something else.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, it is pretty subjective,
Yeah,
and where they take knowledge and
yeah,
they apply in their way. So
that's
people
true.
need to understand this. Right.
Yes.
Very, very true. Very true. Now you very much talk about mental health,
Mhm.
and I really wanted to know that what is that one mantra you want to give people, how they can take care of mental health in this professional life.
I would say, what I do is talk. I talk a lot. So,
Hmm.
matlab, as in not a lot. In the I keep on blabbering a lot. I have one person, a go-to person. At the end of the day, if something's not working, I just call the person.
Hmm.
So you need to have that one person or one platform where you can just vent out. Venting out is very important. We
Yeah.
keep on keeping okay, ठीक हो जाएगा नहीं हो जाता ठीक वो इकट्ठे थोड़ा 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 करके हो जाता है. So we
Hmm.
need
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
vent out every day. Even if it is a very small thing, we need to vent it out. Once you start venting out, it won't just start piling up and you won't feel that जो breakdown actually होता है वो बहुत सारा होने के बाद breakdown होता है. So if you start doing
Hmm.
bits and alls every day, if something is bothering you, talk it out. If you don't want to talk it out, write it out. If that doesn't help, social media, you can go for an anonymous platform. You could be anonymous and talk there as well. There are so many
Yeah.
things available
Yeah.
online nowadays. So make sure you vent it out every single day. Once you do that, the big break points never come. There
Hmm.
will
Hmm.
be burnouts, there will be stress, there will be anxiety, but not at the level that you will feel, okay, now I'm quitting. That won't happen.
Hmm. Share it.
Yeah.
Be it in any form. Even you
Yes.
can journal, because journal has really
Yeah.
helped me personally. Journaling, like write it out. Just write it out. And one more thing here I wanted to add is I also journal my decisions which I make. So
Wow.
that helps me to track why I took this decision. I write the decision which I took,
Okay.
and I write the why of it. So
Okay.
it helps me a lot with my mental health, because
Wow.
you feel lost. You feel lost after some time, that okay, why I did this, why I did that. You can go
Mhm.
back and you can analyze, because of this you did this. So yeah,
Okay.
this.
I have never journal my decisions or everyday, particularly everyday life. Yeah, but I
Mhm.
use my journaling on LinkedIn. So whatever
Yeah.
happens, I talk on LinkedIn. But yeah,
Yeah.
decision making, I never think about why. When I do it, I never go back and ask the why. That's
Mhm.
probably my mantra as well. I don't ask why I did it. I say, okay, I did it. Now let's move forward. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I usually want to know everything, that kida inside me. So that thing sometimes hinder me. So I uh, prefer to blog it. So yeah, we talked about LinkedIn, we talked about content writing, we talked
Mhm.
about mental health, we talked about self-worth,
Mhm.
and many other things. So as an end note,
Mhm.
what you want to say to all the listeners out there?
I would say when it comes to mental health or when it comes to professional thing, career or anything, there will always be hurdles. It might sound like bookish, but I have seen all the hurdles. But if you think about hurdles, it will always make a stop sign. But
Hmm.
when you think about okay, what next?
Hmm.
This mantra was in one of the companies that I worked for a very brief period. But the founder used to say, "What next? What is ahead of the curve?" So that mantra has always stuck with me after that. So I always think about,
Hmm.
okay, this has happened, the mess is created or whatever, but what next? Okay, इससे ज़्यादा तो नहीं कुछ खराब हो सकता. Let's
Hmm.
try
Hmm.
once more. So yeah,
Amazing.
that's what I would like to say. When whether it comes to mental health, whether it comes to your profession, whether it comes to your relationships, just use that. I think that helps.
Amazing. Amazing. It was a lovely conversation. I have taken a lot of things, and I will definitely going to rethink everything, because it is going to definitely help me a lot. So yeah, thank you so much, Shikha, for doing this and for making
Thanks a
this
lot.
possible. I hope you liked the time?
Oh, definitely. I loved it. Actually, I would say thank you, of course, to you as well. But I would say thank you to Rohit first. He's
Yeah,
introduced me into all the interviews. He started the podcasting. So yeah, I
yeah, yeah.
started before that. I had said no to every other interview, but
Okay,
after I did with him. I was like, okay, it helps. Then I started doing it. It's your is my fourth interview, and
okay.
I'm actually loving it, sharing my whatever I'm doing, my information, my values, whatever it helps. So yeah, so I would say rather thanks to him since he introduced, so
Yes,
that I could I could actually come here today and talk.
yes. Thank you, Rohit. And actually, irony is this is my fourth episode and your
Okay.
fourth podcast.
Oh yeah. That's yeah, that's
Amazing.
great.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much for doing this.
Same here.
Yeah.